We've mentioned it plenty of times, guys. The Olympics are around the corner, 23rd of July, not long now to all our athletes. They're off to Tokyo after something that had been very heartbreaking last year, not getting the Olympic Games.
Totally, yeah. That 4-year pattern thrown off kilter.
Indeed, but also getting yourself to that peak period and then having to kind of stand down and go again. Very psychologically difficult. And somebody who has been through, well, a regularly scheduled one, but very successfully a number of times, Grant Hackett. How you going, Grant? Thanks for your time this morning.
Yeah, good morning. How are you?
Now, first of all, take us through that psychology. Having gone through all of the rigours that you need to go through physically, mentally, leading up to an Olympic Games or World Championship or anything like that, how do you think it would be for the athletes who have had to rejig everything to try and retrial and go again?
I don't think any human really works well in uncertainty. So I think when you get the shifting goalposts all the time, particularly at this level when you're trying to get that one performance right, just to get that ticket, to get on the plane, to get over to Tokyo, and then for someone to go, wait a second, we're going to postpone this event for another 12 months, and you've already been waiting 4 years, would have been extremely difficult. But there's two sides to this. There's the younger athlete that mightn't have qualified last year, who's had an extra year of training, that might be in a good position now to qualify and perhaps get an opportunity that they wouldn't have last year. But for the older athletes, I really feel for. I know for my last Olympics back in Beijing in 2008, if someone said to me, wait a second, you've got to train an extra year, it would have felt like an extra decade of training. And, you know, people who have only done the sport really appreciate what you have to put your body through in order to just be competitive at that level. So that would be very arduous on them.
Yeah, absolutely. And so then what's the mentality been of the team? Is it like relief coming into this? Is it negativity? Are there some bitter people, some positive people?
I feel like it's mostly positive. I think people are just happy that it's finally here. So there's a sense of relief. You know, these are the best athletes that we have in our most medalled sport in this country. So they're all focused. They all want the opportunity to compete at an Olympic Games. And this is it. And I think they'll be pinching themselves when they're walking out on pool deck on the first day of competition thinking, I never thought this would come around. And look, I mean, the Olympics, they always have a bit of controversy coming into them. This one's got a bit more than usual given the global pandemic that we're in at the moment. But I'm sure once the actual Olympic Games kick off at the end of next month, people will love those performances. I mean, you know, watching Usain Bolt run or Michael Phelps swim, we all get inspiration out of that, and it does lift people. And fingers crossed that does this Olympic Games, because I think the world really does need it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when you talk about those stories, is there one that sticks out from you that's either like real heartbreak or real joy in the change of time? Like somebody that's had to retire and they'll never get their chance or anything like that?
Look, I've seen heartbreak at a lot of levels in the sport, to be honest. You know, I've seen some of my closest friends missed out on an Olympic team on 2 occasions, one by 0.05 of a second and one by 0.03 of a second.
Gosh.
So that's a person that committed another 4 years to miss out on that. It's really funny when it actually comes to the trials of the games themselves. That's often more heartbreaking than the actual Olympics, because a lot of people just want to get to the Olympic Games, right? And they're not necessarily going to be competitive for a gold medal. They might make a final. They might scrape in for a medal if they're really fortunate and talented and done the hard work. But often enough, the trials is where it can make or break you. And the trials does replicate the Olympics. It's one opportunity. It's those top 2 spots. It's that A qualifying time. And then you know you're going. If you're sick, if you're injured, if mentally you're a bit off that day, or you haven't prepared well because of the uncertainty of COVID, see you in, well, normally 4 years' time, but 3 years' time around for Paris. And you've got to be really, committed to be able to put your life on hold in many respects. So it is really, really tough, but it's what makes it so great as well.
Oh, totally. Now, Grant, I want to talk about Cody Simpson. I knew Cody from Ayayayay and then Masked Singer. Was he going for the Olympics in 2020? Was he one of these stories that he was able to come to fruition because it got bumped a year?
Yeah, I've known Cody ever since he was a little kid, to be totally honest. So he trained down the same pool that I did, and we were actually next door neighbours. And
oh, wow.
It was funny. He was always this, young sort of prodigy, superstar young swimmer. And then the music stuff took off when he was about 13. And I was like, well, Cody's gone, and he's gone off to do that. And he's done very, very well overseas. And then...
Oh, God, what a Sophie's choice. Music or swimming superstardom? Jeez, that's hard.
I know. It's a tough one.
Tough life, yeah.
It's either getting up at 5 a.m. or going home at 5 a.m. But the thing is with Cody, he's always wanted to go to the Olympic Games, and obviously he finally felt the need to scratch that itch. And so he kicked off close to 12 months ago, And he wasn't committing to Tokyo. He was committing to Paris. So he knew it would take 4 years of training. So the guy's come in with his eyes wide open, not kidding himself. He was going to train for a few months and all of a sudden be an Olympian. He knew it would take a huge amount of commitment and time to be able to bring that to life. The thing is that's interesting about Cody is his rapid rate of improvement to actually compete at an Olympic trial. It's for 100-metre butterfly, you have to go 56 seconds. He went 54 seconds a few months ago over in the States.
After a couple of months of getting back into it properly.
After just a few months, and he went 53.6 just recently, about a month ago at the Sydney Open. So, you know, the guys who will qualify for the team will go 51 low, 51 flat. So he's really starting to get competitive in such a short, you know, sort of phase of time. And 3 years, it's certainly not off the cards that he could be booking his ticket to Paris.
Okay, so not Tokyo. You don't think he's going to have what it takes to make Tokyo?
I think it would be incredible if he got himself into a final at the trials this time around.
Yeah.
But I think realistically, Paris will be his opportunity.
Righto.
Right, okay. Well,
Imagine though if he just has a really good day at the trials. Just like,
Yeah, I know.
he
I
just
know,
grows a
I
foot
know.
taller and done.
see you later.
Yeah, that's right. Who knows? Has he spinach that morning and, you know,
Yeah,
things
Popeyes
just
it.
go off. Yeah.
Exciting.
Literally, yeah.
You can check it out. Amazon Prime, of course, the 12th till the 17th. The Oz Olympic swimming trials. Looking forward to it.